it was 4 cans and a fan, right? Right. But now we're building a purposeful business around lighting in custom and luxury residential. It's a natural fit.
That's Rob Doherty. And if you've been in custom integration for more than 5 minutes, you've heard of his name. I sat down with him to talk about how lighting is rewriting the playbook.
It starts with a keen interest in people, being visible and being available. But the ones who are committed in developing these lighting divisions or bringing someone up internally within their company to be that champion, those are the ones who are the most successful today. It's not a short-term agreement. It's a long-term, lifetime agreement. As long as that client's living in the home, our dealer is delivering the service that they expect. They've got a client for a lifetime. That's the unique thing about our business, because this is emotional money from a homeowner. This is not corporate funds. It's a partnership. It's not an overlap. Good things don't happen overnight. And most successful businesses and people understand that. This was coming. This was coming in our industry for a long time.
Every project deserves lighting that feels intentional, not like an afterthought you settled for under deadline pressure. That's why Lucetta CI engineered a linear lighting portfolio that integrates seamlessly with control systems you already spec, ships from a ready inventory in Reno, and arrives when you actually need it. Residential, commercial, and custom, their team builds solutions around integrators, not the other way around. Lucetta CI is custom integration made easy. Check them out at lucettaci.com. When you look at the channel today, definitively the integrator wants to be in it.
That's right.
What's happening?
They have a passion. They've been doing lighting controls for 30 years. They're familiar with lighting. It's building that value that the integrator can bring to the market. Their businesses are changing, because of lighting. Those that see that opportunity and have that passion as a technologist, they'll have a lighting manager or lighting leader or someone like that. They're 100% accountable and responsible for developing a lighting focused division in their company. And that's what we're seeing. That's why this is real. That's where we're seeing the evolution of lighting in this industry. As we travel throughout the country as well and meeting with dealers, constant questions about what are the leading integrators doing that are truly selling and successful. The integrators that are constantly asking these questions because they're interested in how they can take those successes and begin to implement them in their business. And so they're really intrigued by this business model and growing that. So, and as we're traveling, we're seeing a resurgence in showrooms. And the integrators that are committed to growing lighting in their business are renovating their showrooms around lighting. They're showing they're leaving the lighting in their space because they know it's not great lighting, right? And then they're adding great lighting. They're adding lighting that really brings out the emotion, the aesthetics in the space. So these areas that the commitments that we're seeing are making this real, where this is a real business.
What's pulled them into it?
LED has come so far in terms of the quality level, the reliability of that product in a luxury residence and how it can be used. That's where, back then we were controlling incandescent and MR16s and then fluorescents. And that's what we had to control and design in these homes today. There wasn't a lot of variation to the overall design and the deliverables, but the solutions that we currently offer today with linear are from static to all different types of dynamic lighting to deliver that true experience of lighting. That wasn't available back then. So that's really evolved. And the integrator today, it's a natural fit because most of the integrators have been doing lighting control and shade control, natural, artificial light, lighting is just a natural fit. It's a natural evolution. And that's how the industry is changing.
What was that button? What was that moment where people said, we should do this?
This was coming. This was coming in our industry for a long time. And we have leaders in this business who transitioned to do lighting and supply lighting and really design lighting because they saw the opportunity years ago. This is just now becoming a mature business model for the integrator. Well, 15 years ago, we did have integrators designing and supplying lighting solutions for their clients because they saw the opportunity. Those early adopters are the ones who really built this business to where it is today and to where it can go in the future.
You mentioned earlier the integrators all have these lighting divisions now. Why is that a critical piece of their business? Why can't they do this with what they already had?
There is a trap in this business today, and that trap is thinking you can dabble in this and be successful with it. So the integrators are starting lighting divisions. They're bringing people up within their companies and saying, you're going to be accountable for our lighting business. Go learn it. Or they're bringing lighting experts into their companies because they truly see the opportunity to grow that business within. And you have to be committed to it because there's a lot more to the project management side of lighting. You can't just hand over lighting fixtures to an electrical contractor on the job and expect that they're going to do it right, because they're not. They're not going to do it right. So there's a lot of project management that comes into play. There's a commitment here. You've got to check the boxes up front, especially when it comes to linear lighting, right? There's more to it in determining the quality and the performance level of the linear lighting that's going to best meet the experience of the client and best meet that application. There's the channels, there's the distance, the gauge wire that has to be specified. There's the driver technology that has to be specified properly. There's all that. And then what control system are you integrating your linear with? So there's more to it than what most integrators think there is. And that's okay. But the ones who are committed in developing these lighting divisions or bringing someone up internally within their company to be that champion, those are the ones who are the most successful today at it.
Yeah. So we have this journey of controlling things in houses. Things start to add up. Now it's everything, including lighting, right? Lighting manufacturers are present in the custom integration channel right now. Mm-hmm. The dabbling has happened. Mm-hmm. The footing has been set. Mm-hmm. Not for everyone, but for you, it has been.
It has.
So where are you in your path from exploration to world domination?
Well, that's a great question. We are the experts in linear lighting. It's taken us 19 years to get where we are through automated solutions internally and how we manufacture and how we design from the ground up to deliver those solutions. There's a group of us, including myself, that have been in the industry a long time. We empathize. I've been an integrator for 10 years, but we learn something every day about being in this business. This is 4 years of Lucetta CI being invested in the channel, and we are investing. We're transitioning the business from just a division to a brand today. And the reason why we're doing that is so we can develop product that are specific to the custom and luxury homes. So it's in terms of manufacturing and just understanding the integrator and the processes that they go through in delivering beautiful technologies to a client, and so for us, it's been a learning experience. Selling direct to an integrator is a unique business approach that most lighting manufacturers don't truly have that experience, have that knowledge yet. They're coming from the commercial channel, and the commercial channel is a very different channel and how you approach that than the residential. So I think it's our manufacturing processes. We're taking what we learned from start the design to delivering a complete lighting experience for the integrator. And we're adjusting our manufacturing processes, how we train and how we teach and how we coach our dealers to be successful in doing our linear. All these ingredients have to be put together to truly deliver a happy smile on a client's face, a homeowner's face, because that's where the value is.
The first is the path to market, which is how you're selling it. The second is product development.
Right.
We'll get to the path to market, but I want to focus on product development for a second. Like tape light isn't just tape light. What do you have to develop with this specific use case in mind?
These are smart, successful people, and they are willing to invest if they see the value. And through social media, through the internet, through all these resources, they are getting smarter with the solutions that just from everything from the flooring to the finishes to everything that they install in the home. They travel all over the world to invest and buy these things for their home because they value it. They want high quality.
What does it mean to actually develop lighting technology for that keen user that wants luxury?
First of all, it's designing our products and solutions from the ground up with the luxury home in mind, the integrator in mind. It's not straying from that. It's one of the things we don't do. Tape, yeah, sure, go to Amazon, buy tape light. A month, 2 months, 3 months later, you're going to begin to see variations. It's the cost to own versus the cost to acquire. Yeah. And smart homeowners understand that. And they're willing to invest in a higher quality hand-picked light that's designed from the ground up. And again, it's a value engineered business. We'll send out a spec, and it'll come back, try to, value engineered. We don't stray. That's why we have the patents, 80 patents with 20 pending. We design from the ground up and we don't stray from it because we know the experience and the quality level of light that we can deliver with our designs. It's handpicking the diodes and then determining what level of that diode should be placed or installed or provided in that ultra performance, the high performance, the performance level of our product, our products and solutions. That's really where it's at. And certainly we embrace anyone that wants to come and visit us in Reno, because I think you really do get an understanding, whether it's a homeowner or whether it's an integrator, of what actually goes into delivering a high quality linear light. There's much more to it, and we've automated a lot of the processes to be more efficient, to deliver high quality light, high quality solutions in the most efficient and just the quickest amount of time from concept to doorstep as possible.
There's other podcasts we've done about, why the residential and high-end residential community are now something that lighting wants to be a part of. And there is a new market opportunity, which is a growth opportunity for the industry, sure, both in manufacturing and design. What's it been like to have to navigate that, understand it, and not only be a little bit more attentive to your technology, but now be attentive to a different set of customer expectations in terms of how you communicate, operate, ship, and deploy?
I look at it a couple of different ways. One from an integrator's perspective, from our customer, our dealer's perspective, is the lighting and how it's brought to market. Is there's a lot of influencers that are involved in here, and that's similar to commercial. You have your luxury home builder, you have your architect, you have an interior designer. Hopefully there's a lighting designer involved in the project that the dealer and the integrator is partnering up with. The homeowner, the electrician, There's a lot of influencers that can make or break your project, your specification, what the expectations you believe you need to deliver to the client in terms of lighting. So from an integrator's perspective, the lighting controls, which we mentioned, most of them have been doing it for 25, some 30 plus years, right? Lighting control has allowed the integrator to get in earlier, to work with the architects and work with the lighting designers, work with electrical contractors, to deliver a lighting control package. But now lighting, when they're offering lighting, it actually allows them to get in right at the forefront. And if the integrator or our dealers are not necessarily doing that today, I think they're missing that opportunity. Because now by offering the lighting, they have to be part of that design team. They have to be able to understand not only the expectations of the client and help really get a feel for who they are as people and their families and how they live in their home, and do they entertain, are they security conscious, what type of interior finishes. So they're working with the interior designer. There's all these variables against it that are involved in it, but it does allow them to really get into that forefront, the early design phases of that project. So I think it brings a lot to the integrator when they're adding that value of a complete light control package and offering that lighting. So from that perspective, it's different. For us, we invest in a lot of training for our integrators, because that's really, they rely on us and we rely on them we have a high expectation of the quality level of our light, or the performance levels. It's not performance equals price here. So the different performance levels, we do rely heavily on our dealers to deliver what we expect out of our light. So how do we help them do that? And that's really where the transition is happening today, of taking our Lucetta CI division from a division to a brand and an actual product line, because now we can truly begin to design and develop training, websites, dealer portals, specific products that are designed to not only help the integrator deliver the quality level that they expect in their clients, but also for us.
Why is this so hard, or why isn't it easier? Like, it's just a light, cut to length, providing good quality. Like,
it's a respect for light, quality light, delivering quality light, and having that last. We know our integrators, when they go into a technology agreement with their end user, it's not a short-term agreement. It's a long-term, lifetime agreement. As long as that client's living in the home, and as long as that integrator, our dealer, is delivering the service that they expect, they've got a client for a lifetime. So we understand that.
Do you think it can be easier?
Definitely. Again, that's why we're doing what we're doing today, by eliminating channel conflict and delivering a Lucetta CI, complete Lucetta CI experience to our integrators, because now we can improve our backends, the portals, understanding, again, it's just understanding the processes our integrators go through in designing and selling our solutions. What tools do you need to make it simpler, to make it easier to use? There's still a lot of project management that goes into it. And that's the biggest learning curve, I think, for our dealers is, it's tape light, it's in a channel. But first of all, understanding what the application is and what level of performance tape light do we want to specify, is going back in with what channel extrusion should be used in that application to truly maximize the performance of that fixture in that application. Okay, voltage drop. We got to consider that. Where are the drivers going to be installed? Most often they're installed remotely. They're installed in a centralized location where the lighting control panel might be, the processor might be located. So you have to take into consideration how far away that linear light is from the driver to determine what wire gauge you need to run. So we're taking these things into consideration and developing processes that can help simplify that. And then what control system are you using to control our linear fixtures? Let us educate you on, based off of the linear fixture specification, we would recommend this control dimming module from your control choice, right? Or this is how we would recommend you control our dynamic fixtures to maximize the potential of our fixtures and to make it easier for you to program. So there is more to it. And project management is one of the biggest challenges for the integrator today when it comes to lighting, because it's not just, if it was just handing off fixtures, like you said before, to an electrical contractor and they know how to do it, everyone would be doing it today.
What is being demanded of the lighting manufacturer from these businesses that are legacy and rooted in this channel, the controls company?
Sure.
What's that relationship look like right now? Who's driving the bus?
We've taken accountability. We'll take the responsibility in working with the control manufacturers to make sure that when our lighting, whether it's just forward phase or reverse phase dimming or DMX or dynamic control, we'll take the responsibility to make sure our lighting works well with your control platform of choice. So we're working to continue to develop solid relationships with the control manufacturers, because ultimately the control manufacturer wants to deliver a high quality lighting control experience. And they teach and they coach and they work with the integrators to deliver that simplified experience with the keypads and with the engraving and with the button layouts. I mean, that's specific to the homeowner, and they design it that way. We're on the back end. Yep. We're the dimming modules. We want to make sure that the correct dimming modules are specified. So even in our documentation today, is we're sharing with the integrators, if you specify this linear lighting fixture from us, Lucetta CI, here's the recommended dimming solutions for that particular lighting control manufacturer. So why not us we'll take responsibility, but we're going to make sure that ultimately we want to make sure that our linear light just beautifies that home.
Yeah, because there's a finger pointing, right? It's like, hey, my light doesn't dim or work. Oh, it must be the controls. Oh, it must be the lighting. Right. Oh, it must be the driver. Like lighting has become a systemized thing.
Sure.
And definitively the way manufacturing is set up, like everybody kind of builds their piece and it's all quote supposed to work together. And that's why this thing called the integrator has a job.
That's right.
But what's interesting,
that's what they do well.
Yeah. But you also said you're actually willing to just take the accountability, because just because they can do it well doesn't necessarily mean they have the tools in their war chest to figure it all out. Right?
Yeah.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
An integrator can obviously make it all work together, but if you shipped them stuff that doesn't speak the same language, they can't fix that problem.
That's right.
Why does a lighting manufacturer want to be in this high-end residential space?
These are luxury residences. They demand excellence in their finishings, and they should demand excellence in the lighting that truly brings the full experience to light. No pun intended, but that's really what it's about. Yeah. We should be in this business. We're built. We're building our Lucetta CI business around the custom luxury industry. So it does mean simplifying our portfolio of offering. Yeah. So many SKUs and so many parts and pieces. No, we're narrowing this down. Let's start here. Let's start with the performance, the high performance, the ultra performance. And then that goes to training, is teaching our dealers how to understand what's the application, what's the purpose of that light in that application. Based off of the purpose, this is what you should select. So we're really trying to narrow down the offering with Lucetta CI so that so that we do simplify the process. So it's not so complex for the dealer. And that goes along with scalability, because there's a lot of questions from our integrators are wondering, how can they scale this business?
Of course, everybody wants to grow it.
Everyone wants to grow up. How do they actually do it when, you look at the commercial industry?
I mean, it's easy. Buildings get built and there's a bidding process.
That's the unique thing about our business, because this is emotional money from a homeowner. This is not corporate funds to deliver a spec. This is a homeowner's life. This is their family. This is their home. It's their safety net, right? That's a huge difference. And so that's really what we have to take into consideration. And the scalability is with commercial, you have a rep agency that gets involved, and how many hundreds of lines do they offer? That's going to be a challenge in the future too with the CI rep agencies, because their businesses are changing today. Sure. To accommodate, to help. They want to be the experts. They want to help their dealers deliver that. So it's the dealer they're going to start with who are the companies here today? Who are the companies at the shows? Who are companies that are at LytePalooza that are here investing in their business and really wanting to get to know their business? And then how can we adjust our business to accommodate the custom integrator business? So start there and then build on scale. Yeah.
Talk about the scalability. You mentioned how it scales through the commercial world. How does it scale in this world?
I don't think none of us know.
One house at a time.
It truly is. It's one house at a time, and it's working with the companies that are committed to this channel, that are building businesses around the integrator, that is doing our best to simplify the processes in design, specification, quoting, and then delivering the product to the market.
Because it's this interesting dichotomy of it's one house to the next. Yeah. Everybody has to learn everything every time as it relates to who's paying for it. Mm-hmm. That's exhausting. Yeah. You can do that to an extent, but scaling that is. So what you really got to do is figure out, I guess, what do you want to teach them so that you can deploy what they need. And then as it iterates, I'll make it up fictitiously for a second, right? Like you could create one tape that had every output, every color, and every optic built into it, and it would be one SKU. You would obviously not do this for a lot of reasons, but in theory, you could do that. What's most important for you to try to own and simplify today? What is it? You mentioned the product portfolio and less SKUs. Sure. What else?
Well, it's supporting our dealers, and I mentioned a showroom resurgence, right? Yeah. Because dealers want to be able to show their client what great light is for their homes. I mean, that's just a step in the right direction, first of all. So we want to support them with their showrooms and develop showroom packages for them and help them design, help them specify or get a lighting designer involved in their showroom. It's samples. You got to show the clients what they're going to get, and the integrators may have they're doing that with video and display technologies, and they're doing that with their audio, and you go into their sound rooms and allow their clients to sit down and listen to the music that they love to listen to. Now they're showing lighting because it's an experience, and you can paint a good picture. What truly is in the mind of your client? You don't know that, but if you could truly show it and they say, yes, that's what I want.
You turn around and you got to go deal with all the technical jargon.
Yeah, right.
but that also has to be scalable and simple.
It does.
And
So it's
the standardization behind that, it's not there. Like there's plenty of controls options. There's plenty of technology.
Sure.
Like not everybody uses DMX.
No.
Not everybody. I don't know why I picked it. You gotta.
That's right. So it's
There's just so many layers coming into legacy lighting companies that have to then become sophisticated enough to put into here.
It's our spec sheets. Like Lucetta CI spec sheets are being designed with the integrator in mind. How do we make it easy for our integrators to review a spec sheet and through a spec sheet kind of narrow down again the right design? So
My head literally just exploded. In the context of an integrator doing what they do and a manufacturer doing what they do, what's one thing that you both have to be cautious not to overlap in?
Sure, everyone wants to try to do what you do. We're the experts at linear lighting. That's all we do. It's taken us 19 years to get to where we are. Good things don't happen overnight. And most successful businesses and people understand that. It's the things you do behind the scenes that truly all of a sudden show up as greatness. But it's all that behind the scenes work that you do that people don't see. We respect what integrators do. You bring in all different technologies, including lighting today, and you make it just seem like one simple solution for the client. That's what a great integrator does. They take the best of different subsystems. Now we got the lighting controls, the audio video, the networks, everything that they do for the client. Might be completely different manufacturers. They're their go-to manufacturers, but they make it all seem like one, right? We're that lighting part of it. We're the experts in lighting. Allow us to do what we do best. And then there won't be any overlap. It's a partnership. It's not an overlap. It's a partnership. So that's the way we look at it in this aspect. So we don't think it's a threat. The biggest threat is us, right? Most of us, we all know we create our own problems, right? So it's all about that. I mean, there's competition. Competition is great. Keeps you honest. It keeps you going. So it's just a matter of focusing on what we do best and delivering that to the marketplace.
What do you do best?
It's the people in the company that should be a part of it. It's part of that package. So it's the people it's that thirst for learning internally that we have that we believe keeps us honest and us vulnerable and working on purposeful, meaningful solutions, meaningful business. And that's truly what it's about. We love hearing about successful projects that our dealers do. When we sit down, we love to hear what your challenges are. What are your pain? What's the pain here in delivering our Lucetta CI linear lighting to your clients? But tell us about the successful projects, because we know you're going to have successful projects. Bring us pictures. We love to partner with you to do some marketing, to get some beautiful pictures of the projects, because we bring those back, those successful projects and those successful stories back internally to our teams. We have a quoting team that's just knocking out quotes for our integrators. Every day we're developing quotes. But how about taking that quote that one of our associates just put together and then bringing pictures of what it actually looks like in a beautiful luxury home? And those are the things that internally we want to share with our teams, because that builds such cohesiveness, and it helps build the purpose of the monotony of creating quotes every day. And I commend our owner, I commend Randy Holiskow. I commend Paul Irwin and the leadership team, because it starts with the leaders in the business. It starts with a keen interest in people and being visible and being available. And so that's the whole package. So when you buy from Lucetta CI, you buy from us, you buy the whole package. We're not perfect. And we've got, sure, we have some of our dealers saying that we're not perfect. No, we're not. But we're doing everything we can to improve every day. And that's truly what we're doing with Lucetta CI as a brand instead of just a division. This is what it's all about.
There's so many things that go into this. Lighting's a tiny little piece.
It is just a blip.
And somehow we can find ways to just talk about it and explore it and learn and understand it can still be so much better.
That's right.
When you look at where lighting is as an industry, what sort of opportunity is this channel offering to it? Architectural lighting.
If a project's got a lighting designer, you're bringing in a true professional that really understands lighting and can really help deliver that emotional experience of what light can bring, right? But even what our integrators are doing, and just overall, maybe just not necessarily designing the lighting, but they're working with us and we're giving them ideas. And we're not just leaving them out to cold and creating a quote. They'll reach out to us and, what do you think? What should we install in this application? Here's what we've got. We're even doing that. We're improving the lighting in these luxury homes that was never done before an integrator actually got involved. It was 4 cans and a fan, right? Right. But now we're building a purposeful business around lighting in custom and luxury residential. And that's what's great about this. And for us as a manufacturer on this side is, we're committed to the channel. And I told you, I mentioned earlier, we've got a thirst for learning. So we're learning something new every day. But what is that doing? That's driving new ideas and product development and solutions. Certainly not only just on the linear side, on the channel side, but on the driver technology side too. All that's, again, parts of the pieces of each particular linear project. So we're looking at it as a whole, thinking, wow, what if we did this? That could really make an impact in this business. Yeah. So it's the energy, because it's the purpose that we have. We're committed to the channel. We're committed to luxury residential. So the ideas, how can we beautify lighting even more? How can we simplify the process for our integrators to deliver that, just maximize the potential of our fixtures? So those are the things we think about and we look at.
You guys understand and have understood for a long time the technical aspects of it, but not necessarily the design side of it, or with the evolution of LED technology now, manufacturing alternative, potentially better, I don't want to be the judge of that, solutions, right?
Yeah.
Or just more interesting solutions, or solutions that offer opportunity. And it's a whole nother podcast, but I think the thought I leave on the table today in this conversation is, it is definitively and unequivocally way easier to point the finger at manufacturing than anyone else, integrators and designers included, as who the owners are going to want to talk to or see first, right? So there's a social responsibility for manufacturers to not lead with product, but to lead with experience and education.
Right.
And that starts not by showing what you have, but asking them what they need.
No doubt.
And how we as an industry figure out how a group of manufacturers who are committed to this channel can stand up and use just one simple question before anybody talks about the product. Forces everyone to think about the value of those other two partners that are so key.
Right.
But they may not.
Right.
That's That's my thought to you and your team. And then we'll talk about it.
Sounds great. I look forward to it.
Rob, thank you.
You're welcome, Sam.
Thanks for staying committed to this channel. Thank you to Lucetta for everything that you guys do. And thank you for being our partner in this podcast. I forgot to say that at the beginning of this.
Well, Lucetta, I tell you,
it's so important to me to be able to find this community and let this community's voice be amplified in the lighting industry. And you guys do that directly for us. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I mean, Elemental LED, which is our parent company, is fully committed to the channel. And we hope by what we're doing with Lucetta CI as a brand specific for this channel is truly delivering or will deliver on the expectations of truly what we want to achieve as a partnership with our integrators. That's what it's all about.
I mean, it's hard to fail if you just keep going.
Failing is only temporary, Sam. We all know that, right?
Love it.
Failure is temporary.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, enjoyed it.